Hello, and welcome to another video. So it's a little after 9 o'clock right now, and 9 o'clock p.m. because you can tell because I am in my p.m. clothes, okay? And I was sitting down in the bed, and I'm like, I kind of want to start the video, the vlog for this week, and then I kind of want to finish the video that I had planned yesterday. So we're just going to flow with this video and see where this video goes. So I did a video for you guys last night. I had notes for the video. And let me turn this way so I can get comfortable. I had notes for the video, and it really just wasn't turning, like, as I was talking, I felt like I was talking from my notes, and instead of talking from my heart, instead of like really digging into the message, I feel like I was talking from my notes. So I closed the whole thing down, okay? I went back to my bed, and I was like looking over the video clips, and my microphone wasn't even on. So first things first, I'm about to check and make sure my microphone's on. Microphone's on. My microphone wasn't on last night, and I was like, that's good, because I wasn't going to post the video anyway, because it just didn't feel right. I was just doing my little nightcap stuff that I do on my phone, just listening to, podcast, readings, things like that. And I've been doing my work as far as getting rid of stuff. The same thing I've been telling you guys to do. Getting rid of stuff, and that is content, that's music, that's just like, and when I say content, it's like videos that pop up on my feed. If I'm on TikTok, stuff that'll pop up on my TikTok, just getting rid of stuff. I went through some of my papers over there, getting rid of magazines that I no longer read or have never read. Just doing my work of getting rid of those last little things that are taking up space, they're taking up time, they're taking up energy, they're just taking up room. They're occupying a space that something else needs to fill. And as I was sitting down, I was like, you know what's happening? Because last night, I said this last night in a video that I made. See, the world that we live in now, people are getting really nasty and mean, rude, just nasty towards each other, just rude on another level. And then you look at them and you're like, well, you don't really have anything going on. And you don't have anything going on. That is why you're being so rude. That is why you're being so nasty, because you don't have anything going on. And I sat down and I'm like, but why is that? Because sure enough, just like God has a plan for you and God has a plan for me, God has a plan for all of us. So why is it that one person can be pressing toward that plan and the other person can sit back and talk about someone else and the plans that they're working towards? And I'm like, I understand. People are now being tormented by their choices. And I'm gonna go further and say, we were just in a pandemic, okay? And not saying that COVID's still not around. COVID is very much still around. But when COVID first hit us, those first 2 years, especially that first year, COVID hit us hard. I made a video for you guys and I said, while everyone was running around talking about they're going to die from COVID going to take them out, I had to tap into the mind frame, and it was only by the Holy Spirit, tap into the mind frame of, if COVID doesn't kill me, what am I going to do with my life next? What am I going to do with my life when they open everything up, okay? If it don't take me out, what is going to take me up, okay? That's what I was thinking of. And now that the dust has settled, which we knew that it would, is things back to the way that it used to be? No, there's a new normal. There's a new normal in the sense of, girl, in the way that you used to, like, you remember delivery service and things like that? That used to be a thing of the past. Baby, they ain't think of the past no more. It's the primary. Mobile massage, baby, that used to be like few and far between. It's not few and far between now. It's the primary. Like, things that were, oh my God, they really do that? Now they're here and they're now. And it's like, they really do that. Where have you been? Now that the dust has settled, the people who were wise in the way that they handled quarantine. And when I say quarantine, I mean the way that they handled that alone time. What did you do at that time? Did you spend all that time on TikTok? Did you spend all that time minding other people's business? And you spent none of that time. You spent none of the last, 2.5, 3 years minding your business. What's your business? Your God-given business. Did you spend any time on that? No. And that's one of the problems that we're having right now is people are tormented by their choices. They're looking at people who have the businesses that they want. They're looking at people who have the relationship that they want. They're looking at people who have these things that they want, realizing that that could have been them. They're attacking people who are now in the position that they could have been into, but they stopped. They stopped to mind somebody else's business. And that's going to bring me to the first thing that I want to talk about. And that is stop quitting. Stop, keep going. I don't know what it's going to take for you to keep going. I don't know. I have had to keep going in my own way and realize that I too have stopped in the past. But you guys know recently I had to take my daughter out of school. I didn't have to, but I did. I took my daughter out of school, and that could have stopped me. I could have been like, well, I got to turn around and be, I'm only mommy now. I just got to turn around and sit down and just be mommy. No, I can do it all. I can stay up late. I can work out. I can wake up early. I can do it all. I don't know your life. I don't know what it's going to take for you to be everything that God has placed on your life to be, but you need to do it. And you need to do it in the absence of the voice of other people, because they're not going to stop talking. They won't stop talking now that you don't have nothing, and they're not going to stop talking once you make it, okay? They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. But you know what? If you listen closely, you'll hear the difference between the person who asks a question because they truly desire the result. They want to really know how you got it done, okay? They really want to know how you did all this, how you endured all this, and how you got there. And then there's the person who's tormented by their own choices. There's the question of a person who's tormented by their own choices. And I want to say, if you're that person, you can turn in a different direction. Repentance. You can turn in a different direction. That's what repent means. I put it, but that is what repentance means. And when I say that, I really want you to know that you're going to have to make up in your mind to do something new. If it hasn't been working, if the thing that you've been working is the thing that you know is not the thing that you should be working, you're going to have to try. You're going to have to do something new. Not try. You don't need to just try, because trying signifies that if it fails, you're going to stop. No, you need to keep going. Because if it's the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you either going to leave this earth without having it done, or you're going to spend the rest of your time on this earth wishing that you could get it done. You can get it done. Be strategic, okay? Retreat, so that you can be strategic, so that you can hear from God about what you're supposed to be doing. Take an introspective approach. Stop looking outwardly for outward validation. You know why? Because these people are out here, baby. They're out here, and it's the people, they'll disguise themselves. It's the people who are tormented. They'll look at you and they'll be like, yeah, she going somewhere. I'm about to get her. And sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they don't know that that's what they're doing. But you have got to make up in your mind. This is another thing. You've got to make up in your mind. Who are you going to follow? Who are you going to serve? Your yes needs to be yes. Okay, I'm telling you, and these people ain't playing. They're not playing. Your yes needs to be yes, and your no, no. You know why? Because whatever direction you give your yes to is the direction that's going to have power over you, okay? And it's even going to give you power to move forward in the thing. So I'm not going to tell you where you need to put your yes. Y'all know what my yes is, okay? God, wherever you move me, that's where I'm going. If it looks like giving up everything in a space that I think that I should occupy, if you say move, you can consider it done. You can consider it. Hold on. Let me get this. Girl, let me scrub this out the back of my car. What do you mean? I'm finally getting the algorithm. I'm finally getting the algorithm as a massage therapist. You said put a pause on it. I'm about to put a pause on it. I'm about to put, because I don't know what tomorrow is. I don't know 5 years down the line. I don't know 10 years down the line. I want to be led by the Holy Spirit, okay? I don't know what you want to be led by. I don't, and I can't. I'm not trying to push you either way. All I'm telling you is that in this season, your yes needs to be yes, and your no needs to be no, and you need to make up in your mind which side you're going to be on. You need to make up in your mind what side you're going, because this stuck in the middle, you have no power there. You have no power there. You don't have any purpose there, which is why you spend your time tormenting other people because you were tormented. You have to make up in your mind. You've got to make up in your mind. You have got to make up in your mind that is yes or no. I'm following or I'm staying. Or I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to do what I want to do. You got to make up in your mind. And if you're the person who says, you know what, I made up in my mind a long time ago that who I was going to follow, and now I want to take a different route. Baby, you can always take a different route. You can always take a different route. But it's sad to see, people, we start off on the same journey, and life is a journey. You're going to have to journey through life on your own. Your journey doesn't look like my journey. My journey ain't going to look like your journey. But to see people who started off on the same path as you, and when I say the same path, I mean we grew up in the same spot, okay? We went to the same elementary school. We had exposure to the same things. And I did one thing and you did another thing with it, and that's fine. What's not fine is when the other thing led to your demise, and then you come back up and you try to torment someone who did work. We did the same level of work. We just did work in opposite direction. Baby, we all were in quarantine. And most of us all got stimulus checks. Yes, most of us all got stimulus checks. I had bills to pay when the stimulus checks were coming through. You had bills to pay too. The bills didn't stop. Okay, the bills did not stop, but you know what? Instead of looking at this person's page and this person's page and this person's page and saying, oh, I need what they got. Oh, I want to buy what they have. Oh, let me go do this. And oh, let me go do this, all because they're doing it. You know what I said? Let me be strategic. What am I going to do when this thing is all over? And now people say stuff about the collection, the craft collection. And I'm not using this, I'm not talking about this while I'm talking about the whole thing, but I'm saying people will say things about my craft collection. I started Lorena by Tansy in the quarantine, baby, with nothing. With nothing. I was going to let me bring this thing over here. I was going to Hobby Lobby, and I got Hobby Lobby sale days. I didn't really know too much about beads back then. I got Hobby Lobby sale days, and I would buy these little things. Hold on, let me show you. I would buy these. So I don't know if you can see, this one says $3.99, and these are the little C ones. Let me find one that's like, this one right here. So this is a gold one, and it's $3.99. Look, $3.99. That's not even sounding like a lot at this point in time. But I don't know, baby. When I first started, $3.99 sounded like too much to me, and now I buy more of them, so I buy them like wholesale, so the price really doesn't get me at all. And then this was on sale for $1.74. And this little thing right here isn't even part of my collection. These are restocks. This is backup stuff, okay? For stuff that's not even on display. So I said all that to say, we all need to start somewhere. But when you do not put in place your yes, when you don't say, yes, I'm going that way, I'm gonna go that way, I'm gonna go this way, even if you stay right here, I'm gonna go this way, even if no one follows me here, and God leads you there, it will pay off. And I'm sitting here, I'm gonna try to go to one of my old videos. Sometimes I watch the old videos to get like, like when I say I'm gonna link a video, I'll watch a video so that I can link it for you. I looked at the first videos that I did here on YouTube, and I sat in the middle of the floor. I was sitting right here. I was sitting down right there. I was sitting in the middle of the floor. All this stuff wasn't over here. And I just started to make the video. I did not have the microphone set. I did for you guys a video about how to get like some supplies. I didn't have this microphone set. I think this microphone cost me like $90 or something like that. When I first started using my AirPods, I used my headphones. Okay, I didn't have all this stuff. I still use my phone because I like the way my phone films, and I like the fact that I can use it while I'm on the go. So while I'm taking my morning walk, I can go ahead and edit a video. I like it. Some people, want big cameras and big camera setups, and that's fine. But using excuses to not do the thing that you know that you're supposed to be doing is literally a waste of time. And you guys know I make the military videos now. Well, I just think to myself, like, what if I wouldn't have started when I was doing massage? When I started doing massage, when I started bringing massage content here on the channel, I was upset because I'm like, dang, when I had the daycare open, I should have followed what I knew to be the right thing to do, and that was film all of that. That was so much rich content there, and not content just for the sake of like making content. When I say content here on this channel, when I say content, I mean producing videos that is going to help someone else to transform their life. I'm not talking about getting paid off you. The people are out here doing it. The people are out here submitting to the algorithms, baby, like they're a god. The people are out here submitting to companies like they're a god. And guess what? I'm not going. I won't go. I'll get paid $0 for doing this whole thing, and I won't mind at all. You know why? Because I know what my yes is. I know what my yes is. And my biggest goal, the reason why I started doing this whole thing is because I didn't have it. And now I have the ability to give it back. What is it? It is the information. And like I said, if I had this camera, this whole thing set up like this, when I had the daycare open, I would have been giving that information. I started another channel and I posted that one video, and so many people asked for information about how I opened the in-home daycare because so many people want to do it and they're afraid. Okay? God has blessed me with faith, with the ability to tap into my faith that I'll move. I'm afraid of what? I'm moving, okay? I'm moving. I'll move. I'll go. And at this point, I've seen his hand so much that I'm a fool to keep still when he says to move. So yes, I wish that I would have filmed that, but I just think like, what if I would have went out to the Army and I wouldn't have filmed that process? More people join the Army, more people think about joining the Army than people think about becoming massage therapists. And let me break that down a little more, because my channel, though it might benefit a lot of people, specifically young women, okay, because I was a teenage mama, don't forget it, okay? More teenage mothers join the military than teenage mothers become massage therapists. So yes, the algorithm might say there's money in you keeping your content about massage therapy, but God says there is purpose in you keeping your content about what I said to keep your content about. Wherever that leads me. I don't know. You want to know where I'm going next, baby? I don't know where I'm going next. I'm going where I'm led next. I'm going where I'm led next. And I want you to get to a place in your life that you say the same thing. I'm going where I'm led. I'm not staying anywhere past the time that I'm supposed to stay there. I am going where I'm led, and I'm going to go there unapologetically. I'm going to go there if nobody follows me, because people don't really follow you. You'll find people along the way that you don't know, but very rarely does the person who started with you follow you, because it's hard for people to change their sight about who you are becoming. It's hard for people. It's hard for you. That's why people don't move. You don't move because you can't. A lot of the time, it's hard to believe that that's actually possible. It's hard to believe that that's actually going to happen. It's hard to have that faith, the amount of faith that keeps you moving even though you can't see anything. And if that's hard for you and the plan is for you, the vision is yours, imagine how hard it is to have someone else walking alongside of you. And baby, when you do find those people who will walk alongside of you, you better keep them. You better keep them around. You better keep them around. If they're spouses, if they're friends, you better keep them around. But for the most part, this is a long journey, and even with those close people, a lot of this journey is done alone. Are you sharing your thoughts? Your thoughts are your own, right? Your thoughts are your own. This body is yours alone. You're going to have to become a master. You're going to have to become a master, because the people out here, honey, your enemy, your adversary is out here trying to sift you as wheat. With artificial intelligence and much more. Getting real crafty. And I urge you. This is the thing that brought me in here. I was like, what's an analogy? Y'all know I love to use analogies. What's an analogy to describe what has happened? Colby, have you ever spun around before? You like get on the merry-go-round and you spun around, and then they're like, okay, time for you to get off. And you get off and you're like, girl, you lost your balance a little bit. You were spinning, you were having a good time when you're spinning sometimes. Okay, sometimes you're like, okay, well, I didn't know it was gonna be this fast, but I know it's gonna be over. Where it's over. It's over. The dust has settled. The merry-go-round has stopped. And some of us lost some things while we were spinning around. Don't you search too far away for those things that you lost while you spent around, because I can guarantee you didn't need them anyway. I can guarantee you didn't need them anyway. But you know what you didn't lose? You didn't lose those things that were inside of you. You didn't lose those things that were secure to you. You know why those things were secure to you? Because they were a part of you. You didn't lose those things. Stop searching for stuff that needs to be where it is. You spun around and it fell off, leave it over there. It wasn't doing you no good when you got on the merry-go-round. Okay? It wasn't. Stop trying to find it. Take a new road. Do something new. Change your mind. Shift your mind. Shift your perspective. Believe again. Know that it's possible again. It's not just for everyone else. It's for you to believe again. Arise and go again. Pick up your bed. What's your bed? Your story. What happened to you back there? Pick it up and get up and go again. Go again. Don't let anxiety keep you down. Don't let fear keep you down. That wasn't the end of your story. If it was the end of your story, you'd be dead. Pick it up. Pick it up and go again. Go again. Go again. There's something there. Go again. Go again. With new strength, with new sight, because now you know the territory, with new sight. And now you also know that you've got to stay vigilant, because life can happen at any time. Life can happen at any time. You've got to stay up on the post. You got to stay looking out. You've got to stay armed. You got to stay on, because this world, the violence, the vileness, how people are talking to each other, you don't want to be a part of that. And if you are a part of it, like I said, I urge you to turn in a different direction. Even though I know sometimes it's easier to stay the same. Sometimes it's easier to continue to pick apart. The idea that someone would actually sit down and pick apart the life of another person, and we're all living in this world, and things will happen to every last one of us, to me is the most asinine thing. It's almost arrogant. It's almost an arrogance as to say that life can't happen to you in the way that you are talking about life happening to another person. And I pray for you. And I hope the person watching this who has people around you like that, I hope you're praying for them too. Because that's a terrible place to be tormented so much that you can't even focus on you. You don't even know that you're important anymore, because you've taken all the importance that is you and you've placed all of that energy on tearing down another person. It's the most asinine thing I've ever heard, I've ever seen. Yeah, we're seeing it. Yeah, we're seeing it. People have made their choices. They're laying in the beds that they've made instead of picking up those beds, letting those beds be a story. Because somebody gonna ask, baby, why you got that bed above your head? Where you carrying it? No, where you been? Where you been? They won't know where you been. That's my channel. My channel is me showing you where I have been. And the people who miss it, the people who say, so wait, you went from owning a daycare, you went to truck driving school, massage therapist, Army. What? Girl, she confused. The people who look at it and say that are the people that don't realize that you got a bed that you should be carrying too. And they're people who will be vulnerable with you and honest about some of the places that life has taken them, in the hopes to lift you up out of some of the pits that life will put you in. And instead of taking that advice, there are people who will try to destroy. But if you're the person who your goal, you feel like your purpose is to help people through that journey, I'm going to be honest with you and saying it's hard, because people are always going to try to find something, but you keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep on digging. You keep on moving. You keep on soaring. Because, baby, there is some point, there ain't too many people, okay, soaring. There's not too many people soaring. So down there, the lower you are, the more noise you hear, the higher you get, the quieter it is. The more solace you have, the higher you get. So just keep that in mind. When you hear a lot of noise, when you're at a level, when you hear a lot of noise, that means you need to go higher. Because to be honest with you, the people who down there who want to remain down there, they don't hear that noise, baby. That noise is like peace to them. You're not at peace amidst that noise. That means you need to start soaring. There's more in you. There's more in you. I was going to make this video a day in the life, but I think we're going to end it here. I think I'm going to post this video just like it is. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do a day in the life for tomorrow. But I want you to know that. I want you to set your sights. I want you to fix your sights. Fix your sights. Get your focus back. Get your focus back. And this time, once you get your focus back, you need to make notes. You need to take notes. You need to take time. I told you guys this. My hobby is crafting. Take time. Get in that quiet place. And you need to take notes, okay? So that when you wake up in the morning and you go off into the fight, you're not fighting unarmed. You need to fight armed. But don't stop fighting. Keep swinging. Keep swinging. What if you stop swinging and you were almost there? What if you stop swinging and you were almost there? I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. Some people looked at the pandemic and they were like, man, this ain't ever going to be over. They didn't get the foresight. They weren't tuned into the right station. They weren't tuned into the right frequency, the frequency of the kingdom. So they didn't get the right foresight that this is going to be over. And when it is over, the coin is going to change. When it is over, the sides have changed. When it is over, the playing field is level. You can't keep complaining about what you never got, the position that you never got a chance to be in when the playing field has leveled. You can't do that. And I'm sitting here telling you that as a woman of color. You know the playing field ain't been level in a long time. And it still got some points where it's not too level. But I'm not going to keep on sitting here talking about those. I'm going to take my chances at the places that are level. And I want you to do the same. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it and then your children miss it. And then you're 40, 50, 60, 30. And you're still complaining about what someone didn't do for you, your mama and your daddy. And you never, ever take the time to say, I'm going to be better for my children in the way that my mom, my dad, they weren't good for me, but I'm going to take the time and learn better for my children. It's not all about money. There's a thing that you can perfect that somebody missed with you. And I urge you to do it. I urge you to stop complaining. Change that story. You still got breath in your body. You still got life in your body. You still got breath in your lungs. So that means you still have another day to change the story. Stop complaining. Change the story. One moment at a time, a day at a time, a month at a time. Change the story. Because you have been given that level of authority to change the story. It can end with you. A new thing can begin with you. And none of that is happening if you're minding somebody else's business. Children are still suffering. All you got to do, all you got to do is become a substitute teacher. And you know what? It's not hard because the teachers are leaving. The teachers are leaving the field. They're having a hard time getting kids in there. They're having a hard time getting teachers in there. Our school district, Houston ISD, which my children don't go to Houston ISD because I don't live inside of Houston, but Houston ISD was taken over during spring break. It was about 3 days ago. For underperformance. But there's underperformance because the children are running rampant. Why are the children running rampant? I did a video for you guys a while ago. I'm going to try to link it. The children are running rampant because the focus of the parents have changed. We're so consumed with ourselves, what I look like, what I want, what's good for me, where I want to be, that we haven't put our gaze back on what did God say I was supposed to be doing? Because what I'm supposed to be doing actually makes room for not just what I'm supposed to be doing like career-wise. What am I supposed to be doing for my children? You bless me with these children. What do I need to do for them? How am I supposed to show up for them? but you've got your game. You paying attention to everybody else. You in everybody else's business. You forgot about the children. You forgot about the children, but they ain't forget. They're not forgetting. Suicide at the high schools, skyrocket. You know why? You forgot about the kids. We're forgetting about the kids, but it's not just the kids. We forgot about ourselves. We forgot that our lives are not just, and so there's a group of people who, life is just life. Another day, another dollar. You only live once. There's that group of people, and then there's the group of people who believe that, and then they come to realize that I'm so much more than that. I'm so much more than you only live once. I'm so much more than a day by day. There's so much more to me. God has placed something on the inside of you that eventually, baby, it's gonna call your name so loud that you're gonna feel so empty doing anything else, and then you're sitting there empty, and everything else around you that the solution was inside of you is left empty and desolate too. And unfortunately, sometimes that's the children as well, because you can't mind your business, because you can't get past the fact that, yeah, they did that to you. They did. See, that's how they treated you, girl. That's how they treat you. You're not tripping. That's exactly how they treated you. That's exactly how it happened. But now what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're not the judge. They don't have the final say. I don't have the final say. You don't have the final. The person that's talking about you don't have the final say. None of us has the final say. We are not the judge. We do not put down the gavel on someone else's life. We don't. I can't determine when you're gonna die, just like I can't determine when someone's gonna be born. I can't. Neither can you. But if you're waking up in the morning, man, I know there's something else for you to be doing. And even if it's a small thing, social media's got us getting it twisted to where we don't believe in everyday blessings anymore. To sit in this chair at 9:30, 9:40 p.m. is a blessing. I was mopping my floor a little while ago. It's a blessing. Small blessings. I can walk. It's a blessing. I was combing my daughter's hair and tucking her into bed. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It doesn't always have to be fancy and big lights and people seeing you and big screens. Come back down to the place that you realize that you being alive is a blessing. What am I going to do with the blessing? As always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video.